transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris. Hey!
Good afternoon to good people. Good afternoon to the bad people, friends and enemies. And good afternoon, boom, shakalaka, to all of you out there. I am Chris Base, and welcome back into BaseLine as we are here on a Finally Friday. It feels good, doesn't it? Don't you agree? BaseLine here with you Fridays. That's 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Pacific time. Shout out to everybody that's coming on board through the Peanut Gallery in the comment section there. And once again, thank you for being part of the ride. Of course, you can always go to the Chris Base channel. That's the Chris Base channel, all one word with a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you like that, subscribe, hit, and share. Do all of that. We definitely need it. Do all of that. Let everybody know, of course, on the Instagram, I am the Base. Call in at 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106. Be a part of the In the Air excursion. So we venture out to the comment section and we say happy Friday to Barbara Jean. How you doing, Barbara Jean? Thank you for being here as always. She's on the YouTube channel and on Facebook Live as well. I see you, Sick. TGIF, Sick Digger. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you so much for coming on board. What's up, Omar? Omar, I saw earlier online you mentioned you have new glasses. So I saw you there showing it off. So good afternoon to you. How you doing? Happy Friday to you as well. How you doing, Annava? Good afternoon, Chris and Base Nation. Thank you, Annava, coming on board. So you know what the routine is. You know how we operate here. So nowadays you have to give us the evening dinner menu because, of course, she's Chef N along with her brother Mark. So they get down. Only one rule. I do this program. Only one rule. No peep freaks. The time-honored tradition. Hashtag PEEPFREAKS. Make my peep a peep freak. No, peep freaks are people again who look forward to the summer, like all of us do. Probably won't go to the lakefront, go to the beach and chill out and chillax. But sometimes they come here and they run amok. And when they see the bronze god and myself getting ready for the summertime, especially if I get a tan and the bronze usually shines a little bit, oh yeah. Yeah, they lose what's left of their minds. I don't blame them. I don't blame them a bit. So once they faint and get up off their yasses, I dust them off. How you doing? Then after that, they'll stick and stay, or they go about their merry way. It's very simple, very easy. What do you say about? Oh no, not Ray Ferguson. Renee Ferguson. Oh my God, from Channel 5, anchor, a reporter. Oh, don't say that. Oh, come on now. Ironically, it was someone I was trying to get on the show. I've always respected her work. Oh my God, I can't even. That's rough. That's out the gate like that. Let's see. Thank you for sharing the information, but oh man, that's rough. Hold on, let me get some tea. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Once again, shout out to Real Wise Radio, my man Wise All, in the full effect. Of course, this program is being simulcast on his internet radio station. As always, thank you, brother. Okay, Jose Sanders from Channel 7 posted. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Omar typed about that as well. Yeah, that's a tough one, and especially people again that you admire and love in the industry. When you get a chance to meet, I never got a chance to the honor of meeting Renee Ferguson, but yeah, I had her on my list to try to get on the show to interview her. I'm sorry to hear that. That's the rough one. Let's see. Condolences for her family and friends. Okay, so put up the dinner menu: tuna fish salad, cucumber and tomato salad, pickles, and Jay's barbecue potato chips, and homemade pink lemonade. Again, for the cheap seats, for the dinner menu: uh, tuna fish salad, cucumber and tomato salad, pickles, and Jay's barbecue chips with homemade pink lemonade. Thank you as always, Ann, for sharing, you and your brother. Let's see. Hey, Doc Sanders, Doc Baseline to the Key Factor. Thank you so much for those wonderful, whimsical greetings that you have. I deeply appreciate that. Before we get started, like anything else, it's still recovering. I don't know if you can see it. I got this ace bandage on my left wing here. That was from moving all those goddamn containers, the move that we had recently. So, yeah, I went to urgent care Monday. They gave me ace bandage. I have to do this RICE thing. It's an acronym to keep your arm elevated and stuff like that. So it's I sprang my left elbow. I never sprang anything in my life elbow wise. But that was the first time for everything. So I'm on the mend. Let's see. Ironically, the person who was waiting on me to take my my quote unquote case was my general practitioner. So it was nice to see him again. It's been a minute since I've seen my general practitioner, but it was good to see him again. The general practitioners be general practicing, I guess. But no, he's a good, solid guy. I like him a lot. And so, he was the one that helped me out and everything else. So that was nice to run into him again. Anyway, Tyson, I'm sorry, so sorry to hear that about Renee. My prayers and condolences go out to the family. Absolutely. We say Sig, yeah, ouch, get well soon. Thank you, I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm on the mend. Um, I didn't have any type of feeling. Well, put it like this: every time I moved, we take our body for granted. So, just like putting on your shirt or putting on your clothes and everything else, and you can't if one of your arms are just in pain like that. So it's hard to move. I started to get some flexibility last Saturday, as a matter of fact, before I went into urgent care on Monday morning. So, yeah, that was a godsend, but still, it was kind of rough. Sending healing vibes and prayers to you for you. Thank you, Ann. Yeah. Yeah, like I said before, and that's why you say never. I've never had any type of injury to my elbow or my arm in general. And it came later because, again, doing all this moving and all these heavy ass containers, and I didn't feel anything then. So you know how it is. You know how sometimes you fall or have an injury and then you won't feel it to the next day or a couple of days later. Yeah, yeah, that's what happened to my ass. Let's see here. Christopher, yo, what's up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for being here. What's going on in your world? All the usual suspects are showing up. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get this. Correction. When I was on Wednesday to talk about what I mentioned about New York Knicks firing Tom Thibodeau, and I mentioned in passing about some names. Jay Wright came to mind. Jay Wright used to coach Villanova, not Connecticut. So that was an error on my end. So I want to correct myself. He coached Villanova. And so his name came into play about possibly taking over the gig. From what I've seen on Talking Heads programs, that he's good, being Jay Rice. He don't want to come back. He's good where he is. So there you go with that. So correction on my part. So he was not coach of Connecticut. He was coach of Villanova. Let's see. Let's see who else is getting on board here. Hey, what's up, Jed? Goddamn, Mr. Bass, I'm so late. Racquetball is what I hear. Then gentle squeeze after rice. Yeah, it's been, I've been so busy unpacking, I've not really got into the whole rice thing yet. So I have to make myself. Because again, I'm unpacking. So I lose track. Hey, Rachel, want some Bengay? LOL. You know what? I just might take you up on that. I've been using, what was it, BioFreeze. My youngest daughter, Mattia, when she was in nursing school, recommended that to me a while back. So I've been using BioFreeze. I've been using both the spray and the gel. I need to get some more on it. That Bengay stinks. It stinks to high heaven, but it works. So I just might take you up on the Bengay. Ooh-wee. So, of course, Free Your Mind Friday, know how we do this. Lots in the news, especially between 47 and what's his name? Elon Musk. Just before we hit during the show, this came on to the Newswire. The Supreme Court has granted the Trump administration's urgent bid for the Department of Government Efficiency, that's DOGE, personnel to access sensitive Social Security data. U.S. District Court District Judge Ellen Hollander had blocked access pending further litigation. She wrote in a lengthy ruling April 17th that the administration couldn't justify granting DOGE members access to Americans' personal information, notwithstanding the stated goal of rooting out fraud and promoting efficiency. The intrusion into personal affairs of millions of Americans absent and of an adequate explanation for the need to do so is not in the public interest. The Obama appointed judge in Maryland wrote, she said Social Security Administration could still give DOGE members access to redacted records, so as long as anyone accessing the data is properly trained and vetted. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit declined to halt Hollander's injunction, and the government brought an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court. The government has frequently filed such appeals in the President Donald Trump's second term as judges find legal issues with various aspects of his agenda. Yeah. Let's see. Sick Ties, would seeing a massage therapist help out? Possibly. It depends, because depending on how this goes, I might have to go for physical therapy. So that we're taking this step by step, as my doctor said. So we will see. Sick. Yes, the ending of a toxic bromance. Yes. Well, here you go. Here are the 5 points or 4 points that Elon Musk issues having with the Trump administration. Number 1, electric vehicle tax credit cut from spending bill. Number 2, denied ability to stay longer as a special government employee. Number 3, denied use of the Starlink satellite system for air traffic control. And number 4, Trump pulled the nomination of Jared Isaacman to be NASA administrator. So those were the 4 reasons that Elon Musk had issues with the Trump administration. Hey, what's up, Lydell? I'll definitely be in touch. How you doing, brother? Thank you for being here. What's up with you on a Friday? How you doing? Republicans block Elon Musk's subpoena attempt amid the Trump feud. Yesterday, Thursday, Oversight Committee on Capitol Hill Representative Stephen Lynch had a sign behind him that read, "Was Elon Musk on drugs when he stole your private data?" Lynch is a Democrat from Massachusetts, Oversight Committee chairman. During all this fussing and feuding between Elon Musk and Trump, Tesla stock lost $152 billion in market cap after the Trump-Musk fight. Again, for the chief seats, 152 billion will be, boys and girls, dollars in market cap. It regained some this morning, so it was probably like 4%. I could be off maybe 47%, but still, that's a big hit. And even the GOP bill for Trump's agenda would add $2.4 trillion to the debt over the next 10 years. And this is what the budget office says. Again, let me say this again because everybody has to understand this. The GOP bill for Trump's agenda would add $2.4 trillion to the debt over 10 years. Over 10 years. Let's see. Jed, what's the AOC? The girls be fighting. Oh, I love her. You have to laugh or go crazy. We're all living the movie Idiocracy. Oh, yes, absolutely. This is beyond insanity. And I never knew what insanity meant. Maybe I have and just never knew it. But this is goddamn ridiculous. It really is. Barbara Jean types, the thriller's gone. Yeah, the thriller. Hey, B.B. King, one of my favorite songs. Oh, and they didn't kiss and say goodbye. Yeah. And then there was a story about Elon Musk wanting to kiss and make up, but Trump has nothing to do with it. The damage already has been done, I think. And I told you this before. I'm not a soothsayer, obviously, but I did say, and I'm paraphrasing myself, about these two egos are going to clash one day, and they did. It was just a matter of time. Hell, Elon went further on X, and they're going back and forth on their social media. True Social for Trump and X for me, Elon Musk, saying he won the election wasn't for me. This is what Elon Musk is saying. Which is amazing because all the money that, of course, Musk had put into his campaign, and who knows, it could have been some backdoor shenanigans that we're not privy to. But look at all that. And again, the whole thing is just them going back and forth, like a couple, married couple. But it was just a matter of when. And the win happened yesterday. But just the fact that Elon Musk wants back in, that ain't going to happen. Also making accusations, Musk to Trump, saying that he believes Trump is a part of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Now, again, when people are scorned, like these two, it happens. Now, the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein, I'll go into that. Mysteriously die. The whole mysteriously die thing gets on my nerve because he was about, meaning Epstein was about to out a lot of people. And he had the goods on everybody else. So what do you got to do? You got to take him out. That's alleged because he allegedly committed suicide in his jail cell. So you know how that goes. Yeah, I smell fuckery afoot. And it stinks. But Trump himself is very creepy. He's documented about dating his own daughter. She's hot. I kid you not. Something I was admittedly wrong with this man, but if he's on the files for Epstein, I can see that. When you make statements like, I can't wait till my daughter grows up because if she was my daughter, I'd date her. She's hot. Who the hell says that? Unless you're just mentally unstable, which you know he is. Watch your own flesh and blood. I mean, that's sick. And even in jest, I mean, some of the quotes I've read about and seen on television is him on the Howard Stern show. So, of course, you go on Howard Stern, you're going to be outrageous depending on what kind of guest you are. But even in jest, you shouldn't say things like that. I have 2 daughters. It makes my skin crawl. So just the fact that he could possibly be in these Jeffrey Epstein files would not surprise me a bit. Sex trafficking and throwing in children and stuff like that. It wouldn't surprise me a bit. Tell him not to post on my socials his own, on only his own. These are the stable geniuses keeping us out of the next Great Depression. I totally agree, Jed. Both men have no filter and are impulsive. Well, yeah, look at Musk. Musk, I mean, he has what, over 5 women? Over 5, like almost 5 to 9, something like that. All these different women carrying his baby or had children by him. So that's not talked about. You talked about in the press with men of color and people of that nature, but not him. Another nut. And another person who's going around trying to plant his fertile seed in soil. I guess they have all these heirs coming up down the road. We saw his son there in the Oval Office with Trump. And he's, you know, he got a 4-year-old son saying to Trump, "You're not the fucking president." Again, he didn't get on his own, doctor. He didn't come up with that on his own, not at all. Absolutely amazing. But in the midst of all this, it's you and I getting screwed to the accessibilities of our Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, 401k plans. What little privacy we had is now completely, again, gutted out, destroyed. I'm going to go into these points that must have the Trump administration. So again, one of the main things I saw in the news was the electric vehicle tax credit cut from the spending bill. That seems to be like the main one. That was number 1 on the list. Because nobody's buying that car. Nobody's buying that piece of shit, no offense. And then people are sitting on fire. I'm not familiar with the star's name. There's a movie star who had a Tesla, and then because of Musk, decided to sell it and just give it away pretty much. You can't give those things away. I mean, absolutely incredible. But you and I get caught in the mid because we got set up that way. Let's see. See some of the recent information here. Abrego Garcia returns to the United States. Let's see. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi said today that Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man mistakenly deported to El Salvador in March, has landed back in the U.S. to face federal criminal charges. The White House said Abrego Garcia will meet the full force of the American justice. 47, Donald Trump told CNN he's not even thinking about Elon Musk after they explosively sparred on social media. Let's see. Adding that he won't be speaking with Musk for a while. Yeah. Let's see. Number 3,000, sub Chris. Please identify yourself. I go with that. I know who you are, but for the record, when you come here, always identify yourself or who you are. I know who you are, but just for the record, state who you are. I know who you are, and thank you for being here. Well, I like to use real names too, and it's up to you too. SUP. Let's see. There we go. Good to see you, David. How's everything? Good to have you on the program here. Um, don't get me wrong. This whole thing that when you look at the dynamic of a Trump and a Musk and everything else, all it is, again, I keep telling you, is a plausible diversion. It's the first rule of magic: plausible diversion. You see what's going on over here, but the other hand is doing something else. And pretty much we're not privy to what's going on the other hand, but we have an idea. Just the fact that someone like Musk was able to be in charge of Doge and go through our personal records is beyond sad. And you can't get that back. And now, again, going back to Representative Lynch from Massachusetts saying that there's a possibility that Musk was on drugs during this time. Well, as a government employee, you got to take a drug test. And then if you lie about it, you could be put and thrown in jail. So I hope Representative Stephen Lynch is not just saying these things. I hope that he's trying to move forward with this notion, with this, to do something about it. And once again, him being on the Capitol Hill yesterday, it was good theater, but again, with the sign behind him, let's make it a reality. Hopefully that he's able to push this agenda forward to prove that Musk was on some sort of drugs during this time. His time working in the office for the government. Let's see. David says, doing good, want to show support, and hopefully we can collab more this summer. We should get something up soon. Well, we'll give it a shot. I wouldn't mind talking. Like in the movie Ray was like, nothing wrong with talking. Mama said, nothing wrong with talking. So we can talk, absolutely. And again, when you're looking at Tesla stock losing $152 billion, that's a lot. And because of his time away from his company, working with the government. You can't be in two places at one time. But that's a bit. The $152 billion with his stock of Tesla. So there you go with an update on that. So again, we'll keep you posted. But I still believe that for it to have gone back and forth with the news cycle like that, it was amazing in real time. So again, 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106 to call in. You can also catch me on Instagram. I am the Base. I'm gonna give you the wrong thing. I am the Base. YouTube channel, of course, the Chris Base channel, all one word, with a period at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Let's see here. Also on Facebook Live. We're everywhere. At least we try to be. Let's see. It was funny when crazy people thought that Elon was the VP. LOL. David Tice. Well, you know what? He was the shadow president. That was the moniker that they had from the shadow president. And so when you have monikers like that, yeah. Well, again, you saw his behavior pattern. He's standing up there. This is what I hate about Trump. He goes after Zelensky for not wearing a suit. The whole thing was set up, as we know, which was an ambush. But yet you let Elon Musk sit there with a suit jacket a T-shirt, and a baseball cap, but that's okay. Hypocrisy of the whole thing. Like, don't worry about him. He's cool. But you over there need to wear a suit. I mean, come on, man. And that's just one of many when it comes down to Trump. But it's just the fact that the ambush that he has with these foreign leaders. He did it recently with the leader from South Africa. Saying crazy stuff like, well, if you give me a present, or something like that, then maybe we can talk. I'm paraphrasing what he said, and and the South African president, well, I have no plane to give you. And he's right. I mean, just the overall gall of the whole thing. The U.S. Navy plans to rename the USNS Harvey Milk a fleet replenishment oiler named after the slain gay rights leader and Navy veteran, and is considering renaming multiple naval ships named after civil rights leaders and prominent American voices. U.S. Navy documents obtained by CBS News and used to brief the Secretary of the Navy and his Chief of Staff show proposed timelines for rolling out the name change of the USNS Harvey Milk to the public. While the documents do not say what the ship's new name would be, the proposal comes during Pride Month, the month-long observance of the LGBTQ plus community that also coincides with the anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in 1969. World Pride celebration are being held in Washington, D.C. this year. The documents obtained by CBS News also showed vessels named after prominent leaders are also on the Navy's renaming recommended list. Let's see, among them are the USNS Thurgood Marshall, USNS Ruth Bader Ginsburg, USNS Harriet Tubman, USNS Dolores Huberta, USNS Lucy Stone, Cesar Chavez, and USNS Medgar Evers. CBS News found that a December 2024 web article from the Naval Sea Systems Command about laying out the keel for the future USNS Thurgood Marshall has been deleted. And again, trying to erase history, trying to erase these names in the annals of history, civil rights, Americans in this country, and this is the things that we get. And it's not fair. I got news for the people in Washington. We ain't going anywhere. You can't erase our history, no matter how hard you try. You don't have to like it, but you should respect it. And then trying to erase the whole thing is just blasphemous. It's blasphemous. And to eradicate people from history, no matter what color they are, there's obviously an agenda. It goes back to the whole thing with Project 2025, that crap, based by the Heritage Foundation. Again, you're trying to make everything all white again, but you can't. And that's the sad thing about all this, is that you have people from all walks of life contributing to what really made and makes this country great. Not some fool in a red hat, red baseball cap. Not some fool who is going on and on into the break of dawn about a bromance he had through social media. People who put in sweat equity, who some even gave their lives literally for us to continue as Americans in this country. Now, is it a perfect country? Of course not. But the whole eradication of the government, the whole eradication of, in this situation, this article of names of these command ships, just as though we never existed, but it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. And again, when you have people coming into the fray to change history, like book banning is concerned. I remember a while back they were talking about banning the book The Adventures of the Huckleberry Finn, written by Mark Twain, aka Samuel Clemens. It's a wonderful story. It's based upon his own life from certain aspects, living by the riverfront, things of that nature, and adventures, things like that. So his friend, meaning Huck Finn, and that goes into Tom Sawyer and Becky and stuff like that. But this is the Huckleberry Finn story. His friend was Jim. In the book, he's referred to as Nigger Jim. They think it's offensive. Now, it is offensive, but don't erase history because that's how it was written. That's how the character was written. That was his name, Nigger Jim. They want to ban the book altogether. Not only edit, and then you're going to edit the book, then ban it. I remember reading that in the library when I was a kid. Yeah, I was offended by it, but I knew this is like, what, 1800s, something like that. And I got news for you. They're still using the word nigger right to this day in 2025, so get over yourself. Don't let them erase you. Fight. Don't let them say that you don't matter. Fight. Don't let them say that you are inferior. Fight. Did I say fight enough? This is a war. To live, no matter who you are, what your background is, gay, straight, lesbian, it doesn't matter. All of us. And shout out to people celebrating Pride Month in the month of June. Is wonderful. But I'm telling you, we all got to buckle down and come together. Strength in numbers. Oh, sorry, Mike. But just the ability to even suggest that we should change the names of these naval ships. Absolutely amazing. I don't know. Like I said before, they're trying. And you cannot let these people do that. We have to fight. It's sad. And I think about, once again, my children, my grandchildren. In fact, my oldest grandson, Emery, he'll be 4 on Monday. So Papa always sent his birthday gifts already via Amazon. Should be arriving today, as a matter of fact. So now he's into, let's see, Teen Titans Go. He's into that, and Dragon Ball Z. Now, ironically, I'm familiar with the Teen Titans. I remember watching some of the cartoons on Cartoon Network with Teen Titans. So, Grandpa is up to speed. So I got him some toys from the Teen Titan cartoon series. Sick times we live in interesting times, don't we? Yep. John Lennon said it best himself. Nobody told me to be days like these. Strange days indeed. Strange days indeed. That's where we are. And so I was saying that whatever you grip onto that gives you peace in these worry times, hold on to it. Hold on to it. For me, for example, it's like I think about my grandchildren. I think about my children. I think about, ironically, on Monday, once again, to my grandson Emery, who'll be 4. Also on the same day, my nephew Caleb is graduating from grammar school. He's 13. Man, going to high school, going to the same high school that his mother went to, that I went to. The family high school is called Kenwood Academy in Hyde Park, so he'll be attending that. The next generation of Kenwood Academy Bronco. Bronco was the nickname of the name of the school's mascot. So good for him, young sir. That's going to be cool. On the same day, ironically, on Monday, that's going to be all right. So celebrating 2 victories for my grandson turning 4 and my nephew Caleb, 13 years old, graduating from grammar school on his way to high school. Man, tall too, because I'm 6 feet. I've shrunk over the year because I used to be 6'1". When they say you shrink it older, I believe that. So I'm 6 feet, going on 5'11". I really mean that because like damn. So my sister Tiffany, she's 6 feet. My brother-in-law is 6 feet. So my nephew's like getting eye to eye in that 6 feet area. So I think he'll probably be about 6'6". Yeah, that's my guess. So I think by the end he'll be about 6'6". Could be taller, but I think he'll be about 6'6". Good for him. I ain't mad at him. Let's see. Again, you know how to contact and be a part of the program. Let's see here. What story I want to get to real quick. You know I can't chew gum at the same time, so give me a couple of seconds here. Let's see. Yeah, going back to Renee Ferguson. So Barbara Jean had mentioned this during the top of the program. And so my man Art Sims just mentioned, I was reading what Art had typed on social media. My deepest condolences to the family, friends, and fans, followers of WMAQ TV, NBC5's very own Renee Ferguson, who passed away today. Renee was a class act, a sweetheart, and a well-respected journalist worldwide. She and her late husband and their son, Jason, were my neighbors when I lived in Hyde Park area. Now Renee and Ken are back together again as an inseparable couple. God bless the life and times of the incredible Renee Ferguson. I totally agree. Art, yeah, I'm once again sorry to hear about that. What do you say, David? You should try to buy the school. LOL. No, hell no. No, that's okay. No, but as I said before, education is our family. It's in our blood. My mom's side of the family. That's what we do. And just looking forward to telling young sir. And I told him he was younger, but I had to remind myself to tell him again. Or told me he was a kid. You're gonna be one of the greats one day. You're gonna be one of the greats. I'm going to go back and start telling him that again because he will. You have to pour into people, and when they're young like that, and just the fact that again he's, you know, living his best life. My sister posted some pictures of him on social media when he went to his graduation lunch, and so he was able to. I think like the Spirit of Chicago here in Chicago, because a couple of people I know that are teachers are going through that, and so the 8th grade luncheons are now on these boats here in Chicago off the lakefront. So that's pretty cool. So he went to that recently, posting pictures of him during his time. Let's see. What do you see, Barbara Jean? I just ran across Ken's info earlier this morning. He died in 2018, correct? I tagged you in the photo I posted. Okay, thank you, Barbara Jean. Lydia Davis Edie. How you doing, Lydia? Thank you for being here. I spoke to Lydia earlier today before showtime. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Uh, and again, when you look at the landscape of black journalists and black broadcasters, it's a fraternity, sorority of us. And okay, I see the picture now, Barbara Jean. Thank you. And for me coming up in the whole thing, I always admire these people because they paved the way for all of us in some form of broadcasting here in Chicago and beyond. All of us were able to benefit from that. Lydia is a great friend and was very close to my mentor, Ty Wansley, for example. And you're able, if you're blessed and fortunate to be with these people and know them on a first name basis, yeah, that goes beyond cool. That goes beyond cool. And again, just the words that go along with it when you're able to be in the presence of greatness. When, like with me and Ty, for example, watching him work, just consummate professional. And then over the years, you get a chance to meet people in industry, radio and television. I mentioned about Art Norman, for example. Here's somebody that I literally grew up watching on television and got a chance to meet him, had him on the show a few times. It's a blessing. Don't get me wrong, not all of us are nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. When you look at just how people are, I won't name any names, but some people are just assholes. That's just who they are. They'll be a asshole if they're working construction. They'll be a asshole if they're working as a temp. They'll be a asshole if they were lawyers or doctors or whatever. So they just have a asshole gene in them, but it happened to be in broadcasting. So, but when the ones who are what I call the genuine articles, who are just nice people, you wouldn't mind sitting down and pick their brain on a few things and vice versa, mostly me to them. Oh yeah. And once again, it's a close knit of us, the ones who are close knit. And it's nice to know that. And I know I've heard nothing but great things about Renee Ferguson, and I'm sorry that she's gone, but her legacy was just, I would look forward to seeing her on Channel 5 when she was reporting. Because again, it's that fraternity sorority I was telling you about. For example, the late great Mary D was another person that I liked a lot. Okay, let me go to the phone. I don't know who this is, but we'll see. Hello, you're on BaseLine. Who's this?
It's me, David.
It's who?
It's me, David.
Oh, David?
Yep.
Oh, how you doing, Dave? How good to see you. Oh, well, good to hear from you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just started my summer vacation, so it's good to. And yesterday was actually my last day as a student at school forever. So this is my last summer vacation before I go to the workforce.
We mentioned about high school. You said.
Can you hear me better? Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can barely hear you. Do me a favor. Let me get finished with this and call me back on the next hour. Is that okay? Are you gonna be busy next hour? Because I can barely hear you. Let's try again next hour. Okay, David?
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Yeah, maybe it's a bad connection. We're going to try again next hour. Call in. We say, yeah, good evening, Network 3000. Yeah, I can barely hear him, so hopefully we'll have him back on next time we tries to call in during that time. See, Lydia, oh no, I didn't know Renee was gone. Yeah, just got the word today, as a matter of fact. Yeah, that was David. That was 3000. He said, "Hey, David, good guy. Stick tight." Absolutely, but for some reason I couldn't hear. Kept going in and out. So hopefully we get a chance to do it again next hour. What do you say? Wait, I just noticed. Where's the lamp? Well, yeah, the lamp at the old at the old place. Yeah, no lamp. Don't get me wrong. I could get a lamp. Don't get me wrong. I'm not lost track of the fight between him and Gus. The lamp and the Gus. Gus versus the lamp. Let's see. What are you typing, David? What time does your show end, by the way? It would end 6 p.m. Central. That's what time it ends, 6 p.m. Central. So it's 4 to 6 p.m. Central time. Let's see. So Eastern now be 7 p.m. Eastern time be 7. So Eastern will be 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Locally here in Chicago, 4 to 6. And then 2 to 4 on the West Coast. You say perfect? Okay, cool. Let's see. David Tice, thank you, Sick Diggy. I will be live tonight at 10:30. We want to check me out. I'll tell look, if I ain't sleep, I can sit here in front. All this damn moving really has me tired. So if I don't not often call hogs, I'll check you out. Let's say Sick. I was thinking about that. The lamp might be in camp for his fight with Gus. Will both Gus and the lamp make weight? Good question, Sick. I gotta broadcast that too. So when I get both of them together, they'll get on the scale. Both of them will be Gus on the scale and then the lamp, and then go from there. That's right. See, the lamp at the old place, so yeah, I could always bring back the lamp or a new lamp. I might have a new contender. Yep, Gus versus the lamp. Hope Gus is doing well. I know he's going through a lot medically. Excuse me. So yeah, tell you it's going to be an event. Not too many people fight inanimate objects or want to fight, and Gus is the one from day one, A1, saying wants to fight my lamp. So who am I to not deny this man's desire to fight a lamp? Let's see. Okay, Sick types for David that he subscribed to his channel at Network 3000. Very cool. It was a wise all. So good afternoon, my brother Chris Bates. Good afternoon, Wilfredo. I always call you Wise All because that's the nickname I have for you. What's up, man? And thank you for being here. How you doing? You working in between jobs? This man works. I don't think he any time off. If he does get time off, I don't know. What do you do when you have time off, Wise? I have no idea. A hardworking brother. When Tom Joyner used to be on radio, his phrase was the hardest working man in radio. Wise All is the hardest working man in general. So, yeah, Doc, what do you do? You doing well? Cool beans. Yeah, cool beans. Glad to hear it. Glad to read it. Let's see. Great content. Good for you, Doc. Yeah, you do it, Doc. I really appreciate it. Let's see. And David types Never 3000. Thank you so much. Very appreciate. We very much appreciate it. Are you on any other socials? He's typing. If you love what you do, you ain't working. It's a good. Yeah, it is. No, you're right about that. That's the thing about what I'm doing now. I love what I do. When I was in brick and mortar terrestrial radio back in the day, it was a lot of fun. Because of course, way before social media, what we're doing right now. Something like this, you had to get to a professional spot. Well, the great thing about social media, everybody has their own hookup, which they do. Your own podcast, your own everything. But back in the days before all that, yeah, brick and mortar radio stations, and that took a lot to get into. Not only someone you know, hopefully you have a talent to contribute to said brick and mortar radio station. What do you say, Jed? Gus doesn't have to fight. I had $5 on him in the third round. $50, yeah. $50 ain't that bad. $50, yeah, on him in the third round. I'm telling you, that's going to be epic to put that together. I feel like Don King with no hair. Wise, I have a giveaway. Can I share with your audience? Okay. All right, good. Well, tell you what. Can we say that for next week? Because I want to talk to you about something else anyway. About that, if it's okay to say the next week, because I want to talk about something else off mic anyway. So, why that's okay with you? Can we do the giveaway next week? Was other stuff I wanted to pick your brain on? That's okay. The the thing about when you're again love what you do, the great thing about that is you have a passion for it. There, like you said before about love what you do, and then somebody's paying you. This is when I was actually working during that time in terrestrial radio, and somebody's paying you too. Oh my God, that was the best of all worlds to have that happen. And so, because it doesn't feel like working, you're literally doing what you love to do, and that right there tells a story when you're blessed and fortunate to be in that type of arena. And again, for me, coming up in talk radio, someone who talks since I was um, 19 in college, man, it's a magical time for me. A magical time to be a part of that, and you working with this great magnanimous talent. I mean, they would get the job done, Doc. I mean, it was just an awe just watching them. We'll say, wise, of course, brother. Let me know when you're free to speak. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to make that happen soon. So the ability to, again, do something you want to do, that you love doing, and the fact that if people have to respect that, they have to. And sometimes they don't for some reason, and they want to play or hate and want to get on your last nerve and things like that. I don't know what their major malfunction is, but no, live and let live. This is why I hate people do 9-to-5 jobs or something they don't like to do, and same for teachers who look forward to vacations. That I am just like, then what's the point of doing it? Well, the point of doing it is survival. You have to eat, you have to pay bills like anybody. I'm just saying the obvious. And sometimes you have to do stuff you don't want to do. You talk to many people. I talked to many people over the years that envy me for doing this because I love to do it. And this is what I set out to do when I was a kid. And a lot of people have dreams, aspirations, and they'll get a chance to. I know people that want to be musicians, want to do stand-up comedy, wanted to act. All these creative people that I've known over the years, they could not because they couldn't find gigs. And they, of course, had to find jobs to support themselves or support themselves and their families. And so, to tell my story, I was blessed and fortunate because my first radio job was when I got out of college. In fact, I left college to take a professional gig in radio. I was geeked. I was 22. My first job was playing jazz and blues music. 1570 AM WBEE. Let's see. Greer, what's up, man? Al Greer. See, he knows about the radio thing. My brother in broadcast, my brother in general, man. How you doing, Al? Good to have you here. It's a new game now. Absolutely. It is a new game now. And the great thing about being in a new game now is that you get a chance to have all these different voices that come from the sky, that come through social media, that come through podcasting. It is a wonderful time to see all this unfold. Because when you look at all these different voices and shows and programs, it's wonderful. Lydia, this is a photo of Renee and me. My heart is so heavy. She and Ken were a true power couple. I don't see it here. Maybe I got to go to my phone to see it because I don't. It's not up here on the comment section, Lydia. So let me see if I can go to. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Hold on. So is it on your page, Lydia, or we have to? Because I see what you typed here, but I don't see it on the actual photo itself. Want to check it out? Wise type. We have so much opportunities to make a career out of what we love to do. It is tremendous, man. Look, if we had this technology when I was younger, when I was a kid, oh man, I would kill for this. Absolutely. Sig, a lot of stand-up comics have day jobs when they're not on stage. Same for struggling actors. Absolutely. You gotta pay the bills, and a lot of comics and actors will tell you they work. From the most articles I've read or seen interviews, they worked in restaurants or other jobs. Just to, of course, you got to find ways to survive. Or that line from Good Times theme song, "Scratching and surviving." They're not good times, but you're scratching and surviving nonetheless. Let's see. What you got here, Omar? 35 years ago today, I graduated from high school on June 6, 1989. My great adventure begins. I went to trade school at first. I wanted to be a high school teacher, but I decided to do janitorial work instead. Absolutely. Well, again, when you look at going from one plateau to another or the next step in life, no matter what that is, you have to embrace it. You have to want it. You have to make it a part of who you are. If not, nothing happens. Nothing happens. That's the last thing you need. You have to invest and believe in yourself. You have to, because who else will? You may have people in your family, friends who support what you do. Uh, they love what you do. Like going back to myself, I hated me, but I'm just using myself as an example. So I remember when I was a kid, a lot of stuff that my parents had me do, I did not like. I didn't like, hobbies and stuff like that. Like I remember ice skating. Now, mind, I don't know how old I was ice skating, but they tried. I kept falling on my ass. You fall on your ass when you're ice skating, that hurts. I mean, Count Cracula. I mean, falling on my ass, and then it's cold and everything else. So I had to stop. I said, I can't do this. I can't go out like this. And I was always into martial arts, so I wanted to take karate. I'm sorry, I wanted kung fu, but they didn't have kung fu at the Y, so that karate. And my sensei was an asshole because I became the uh, beat up dummy. Let's put Chris in there. I'm like, well, Chris, what is me versus 5 other people? I wasn't that skilled. I didn't even take kung fu down the road, but geez, I didn't like that. And my dad always called me a quitter, and I had to disagree with him. It's not that I quit; I just didn't like the hobbies that were given to me. Now, while I was in college, before I got to college, I knew when I was in high school I wanted to be in radio. Oh, he loved that. And I thanked him for his support because for a long time he could call me a quitter. I'm like, I ain't no damn quitter. I didn't say that to his face. I mean, I said I ain't no damn quitter. I wouldn't be on the doing the show right now. It'd be nice knowing me. I'd be smooth out of here. But just the fact that my dad supported what I did in radio because he himself had a deep voice and he himself loved entertainment. My uncles and aunts said when my dad passed away that they thought my dad was going to show business. That's how strong they thought it was going to be. So I guess the fact that I was going to some form of show business doing radio, that caused attention and I got support. Let's see. Wise types. For me, it is to help others succeed. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sorry, Mike. I met Wise and Cole through a mutual friend. And Wise and Cole are 2 of the most dynamic brothers I ever met. when I had to get a new outro for the show because I changed times. But the intros that you see on the show, that's done by a guy named Cole Johnson, who I call the Mad Scientist. And working with Wise and working with Cole has been illuminating for me. Don't take it for granted. As a matter of fact, let me show you one of my personal favorites that he came up with, meaning Cole. And this goes out to Trump and Elon Musk. So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
Right.
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Aminos, dominos, vamonos. Stupid university. Where everyone graduates. Magna cum stupid.
That's the mad scientist. That's Cole. And again, along with Wise, just working with them in other capacities, like working with Wise now, being on his Real Wise radio is beyond an honor for me. It really is. And helping people. Well, we help each other, as Wise was talking about earlier. I am visiting your city in the near future. My daughter and grandson are moving to Chicago. Get out of here. Oh, we got to connect, man. Please. We got to connect, please. We cannot not see each other. So yeah, let's make that happen. Let's be in contact for real, as the youth says. I don't suppose Trump University has affiliates with Stupid University, does it? I would say yes. I would say so. It's very similar, not the same. Oh man. Let's see here. Okay, so go back to Lydia. I see the picture now that you were talking about. I have it here on my phone from your link. Once again, so sorry, so sad to hear Renee is gone. My heart is heavy. She and Ken were truly a power couple. Yeah, I see it now with Ken and Renee, and I see you there in the picture. Of course, the great John Johnson, Ebony Jet. Man. I messaged you, like my Facebook post. I can't see how the post here, right? So I have it here on the phone. So thank you, Lydia, for sharing that picture. Yeah, it's heavy heart is an understatement. When you look at just these great people who, once again, pass our way. When you say sick, in that case, I wouldn't be surprised if their football teams have an intense rivalry. Well, yeah, you don't want to talk about that. Nothing will get done. They don't know what the football is. They would not know what to do at all. Ooh, see, Stupid University has no football teams because they wouldn't know what to do. No sports whatsoever because they're out of it. Oh, help. Let's see here. Oh, man. Let's see. One star I want to get to. Here locally, this was a very sad story. 3 suspects are now in custody after a Chicago police officer was killed in a shooting in the Chatham neighborhood Thursday night. Friday morning, authorities identified the slain officer as Crystal Rivera. She was 36 years old. Police said officers assigned to the 6th District Tactical Team were on patrol when they attempted to make a stop on a male suspect at about 9:50 p.m. in the 5200 block of South Drexel Avenue. As officers approached, police said the suspect ran into a nearby building. As officers pursued, Rivera and her partner were confronted by another suspect who was armed with a rifle. This is what Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling said. The officers followed, Superintendent Snelling said. They were met in the apartment by a second person with a rifle pointed at the officers. At some point, an officer discharged a weapon. An officer was struck. She was then transported to the hospital where she later succumbed to her wounds. Rivera was shot and was taken to the University of Chicago Hospital in a squad car. That car crashed, and police had to wait for another vehicle to take her the rest of the way. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office said Rivera was shot in the back and declared it a homicide. A second officer's wrist was injured. The officer was expected to be okay. Friday morning, investigators continued to process the scene and brought bags and boxes of evidence into police cars from that apartment building. Those firearms were located on the scene, police said. Outside Police District, 6 officers placed a black and purple flag at half staff as they mourn their fallen officer. When these type of things happen, you know it's part of the job, but you want everybody to come home safe and sound. So condolences go out to the Rivera family, and it's been a heavy one. Not to bring the show down, but that's life. You can't escape it. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Billy Joel is sharing a message with fans for the first time since revealing he was diagnosed with a rare brain condition. Susan Lacey and Jessica Levin, the directors of Joel's new documentary, Billy Joel, and So It Goes, passed along the 76-year-old's message at the film's world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival in New York City on Wednesday. He said, "Getting old sucks, but it's still preferable to getting cremated," Joel's note to the fan stated. Lacey added that Joel is determined to return and will be back. The Piano Man, singer-songwriter, announced in late May that he would be canceling his scheduled concerts under the doctor's orders of the results of his diagnosis. This condition has been exacerbated by recent concert performances, leading to problems with hearing, vision, and balance, his team said in a statement in Joel's Instagram page at the time. Under his doctor's instructions, Billy is undergoing specific physical therapy and has been advised to refrain from performing during this recovery period. And again, just the fact that we're hearing from him is great news. I always love Billy Joel. Back in the day, in the 80s, I think some of the best songs came from the 80s. The 80s music was just eclectic. It was different. And just to change the feel real quick, what are some of your favorite 80s tunes? Once again, sticking with one decade, 80s. What are some of your favorite 80s tunes? He, meaning Billy Joel, had a song called The Longest Time. And it was a doo-wop type of song. Oh, for the longest part. So you get my drift. And all the parts that you hear in that song was all Billy Joel. I think it was maybe a 5-part harmony song. I'll go back and check. But he sung all those parts in The Longest Time. So what are some of your favorite 80s songs? Again, very eclectic, very different era of music. Oh, man. So off the bat, you talk about some songs just like classic 80s songs. She Blinded Me with Science. And that's a thing going around in high school. Science! Now, we got to put a finger in there to make it, more exclamative. Science. She blinded me with science, right? Thomas Dolby, another creative mind. So of course, Michael Jackson in the '80s, Billie Jean. Who else? See. This is what I was afraid of. I was just doing it as an example. I was not trying to sing. See, this is what I like about Barbara Jean. No, I got the pain in my ears. Let me explain something to you. It's just an example. I'm gonna say I was just trying to sing. No, I can't sing for shit. I was giving an example of how the song was. You know what I'm saying? And if your ears ache, it ain't my damn fault. I gave an example. I'm gonna say I was still trying to sing and your ears bleed. I go to the doctor and everything else. That's not the point. The point, I was giving an example of that. So you can't even get an example. And Barbara, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. I know Barbara Jean for years. I'm not trying to make your ears hurt. I'm sorry your ear hurt, but it ain't my damn fault. I'm giving an example. Now, if my dumb ass try to sing the whole thing, then you got me. I'm giving an example. And that was it. That was it. What do you say? Luther and Michael Jackson own the '80s for me. Yeah, that's cool, Lydia. Thank you. And so, what were some of your songs you liked from Luther and Michael Jackson during that time, during the '80s only? Oh, well, it's true, Barbara. I'm not trying to, make you go deaf. I'm not trying to do that at all. Oh man, so let's see. So of course I mentioned about Michael Jackson, Billie Jean. He did own the '80s, I think. Gotta go with Prince. I think let's say Controversy, I think it was. Let's see. Police. Oh, Police. Oh, stop it. Let's see here. '80s music. Okay, hold on a second. Let me okay, hold on. Let me go to the phones again. Hold on. Okay, this is David again.
Yes, it's me.
Okay, I'm still getting. It still keep dropping off. I'm sorry. We didn't have a bad connect. Say something again, and we'll see what happens. Go ahead. Go on and talk. Oh, okay. We hung up. Well, that was rude. I just wanted you to talk. I'm not. Okay. All right. Was it me? Because maybe I know how I have a trick ear, quote unquote, but it just was. It was like he was muffled a little bit. Was it me? Because again, you're listening out there. Did he sound kind of muffled to you? He had to hang up like that. I'm sorry, that wasn't the case. Was again kind of rude, but okay. We got Lydia, Billie Jean. That's right. Never Too Much. Luther Vandross. Oh yeah, great music. Great music. Well, of course, Prince. Purple Rain to me is the quintessential Prince album. No matter all the work he's done, his body of work has been fantastic. But Purple Rain, yeah. I said before and I say again, it's the only album that I like every song on that album. Every song. Let's see. Hold on, let's see. Okay, hold on. I got to communicate real quick with my sister, so give me 1 second. Okay, so again, please type in the comment section some of your '80s music that you like. Okay. So again, let's see. So once again, go back to Prince. So Prince, to me, when we were watching Purple Rain, for example, as fans of Prince, we had Prince, of course, and Vanity Six originally before it became Apollonia Six, and The Time, the quote unquote rival band up against that type of thing with Prince. And so watch the videos, get the albums, everything else. So when the movie came out, oh my God, that changed the game. It really, I mean, looking back in hindsight, don't get me wrong, it was a great movie for me, and I believe for all of us Prince fans during that time. Like one big long video. And I look back in hindsight, one big long video. And that was cool because once again, we're talking about the 80s, we're talking about movies, television, videos, print media and the like, radio and everything else. So that was our media house for that time. Purple Rain, yes, I think I went to the theaters and saw the movie 10 times. Lydia types. Yeah, absolutely. Oh man. We all love Michael Jackson, Prince, The Time, Terrence Trent, D'Arby, Alexander O'Neal, Zapp, and Roger, SOS Band, etc. Oh yeah. Alexander O'Neal, that dude. Jeez. I've always said that Alexander O'Neal could have a residency in Las Vegas. That's just me. I tried to get him on my show years ago. This is back when I had a Yahoo account. I tried to get him on the show years ago. And I talked to his then agent out of Minneapolis, and his then agent was telling me he was moving to Manchester, England during this time, and where he now resides. So we're going to try this again with the phone. If not, we got to try another time. So let's go back to the phones. Hey, David, did you hang up on me earlier?
I had to talk to a relative of mine. So that's why I came down the stairs. So I had to pause. I had to end it. But can you hear me better now?
A little bit better. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good. How's it been? How's your Friday been so far?
So far, so good. Can't complain, but everything's going well. How's your Friday?
Doing good. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Sorry, we're getting a thunderstorm pretty soon, so I think that's why the internet has been acting weird.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. And like I said, I had to hang up earlier because I had to talk to one of my relatives because I'm staying over at their place. So that's right. I had to do that. But yeah, I'll be live at 9:30 p.m. your time tonight because I know you live in Chicago. So I'll be live tonight interviewing Ernie Anderson, who is also a radio guy. He goes live from 2 to 6 on weekdays and plays country on the radio. And he's also a big game show fan as well.
Okay.
Do you like country?
Yeah, a little bit.
What's your favorite country songs, if you had to pick one?
Favorite country song? Hold on. It's been a minute since I heard it. Hold on. Give me a second. Keep talking. It'll come to mind in a second. I gotta go check it out. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll be live at 9:30 p.m. your time on the network. Link that as a YouTube page. I'll be interviewing him, talking about his favorite memories of game shows and also how he got into radio. And it's National Game Show Month as well. So I've been trying to get some people who are big fans of game shows and also from the game show culture. So that's what I've been doing for this month. So, yeah, and as for country, let me, I have a list of songs here. As for, at least I thought, yeah, I have a music channel on my Discord. Okay, I see it.
So real quick, you mentioned about country music, right?
Yeah, my friend Ernie Anderson, who I'm interviewing tonight, he is plays country on the radio for a good while.
So one of my favorite country songs, it goes with George Jones, "White Lightning."
Okay.
The old school, because I remember I was watching some videos of George on YouTube, And in fact, this is when Johnny Cash used to have
Johnny Cash connection.
Johnny Cash used to have these variety shows on CBS, and it was a moment of him, meaning Johnny Cash and George Jones singing "White Light." It is hilarious, and when you look at those contemporaries knowing each other's works and really enjoying the lyrics and everything else, that was pretty cool. So I would say old school him, of course. Charlie Pride, "Kiss the Angel Good Morning" is another one I like country-wise. Dolly Parton. I guess, you know what? The reason I like the old school ones, I used to watch Hee Haw when I was a kid.
Okay.
And Hee Haw would have all these country stars on their show. And as a kid, I didn't know who they were except from the shows. And then when I heard their music outside of the shows itself, I became fans of their work.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Another popular country singer is Luke Bryan. Who else do I know?
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Underwood is another one.
Oh, Carrie Underwood, absolutely, yes.
Toby Keith, God rest his soul. I mean, I really like the song "How You Like Me Now." I'm just looking at my Discord to see what country songs I like, but that's one of them. I mean, music is a wonderful thing that we have, because without music, I don't know if we'll be having a good life, because music is, our soul. As for, not only for the distraction part, but I mean, multitasking, but distraction, and it's just a wonderful thing on the radio. And the radio's been on since over 100 years now.
Yeah. So,
like 1920 was the first radio station. I'm not sure what year was the first radio station. It's gotta be 1920 or 1921, because I know baseball games has been on the radio since 1921.
I think one of the first radio stations documented was KDKA out of Pittsburgh.
And what year was that?
I want to say you're right, probably in 1920 somewhere. You go back and check it, but I remember learning that in college. That one of the first radio stations that was out there really doing it. 50,000 watts of all that power going out. And as a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, Cheryl Langston, went out to Pittsburgh to actually program KDKA in the 80s.
Okay.
Yep.
It's crazy to think that it's been a century since the radio has been around. It's absolutely wild. And also another thing that's crazy is that Taylor Swift used to be a country singer. That was 10 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And now she's like a variety type of singer or whatever. I don't know how you call her. But other thing, what is your favorite music genre, of all time?
That's a good question. I'm across the board. I like music that touches me, touches my soul, and touches me. So it could be classic rock, it could be classic R&B, it could be classical music. I'm a fan of Rachmaninoff. So I think it depends on the song itself and the genre. So I'm really across the board. Whatever song really hits my soul, I'm a fan of it. So it depends on who the artist is. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. And it's music is part of everybody's life on a daily basis, and it's just a wonderful thing. And I do like 80s, and I do like some today's music, but I like the classics. And another thing about radio, music that I love, especially when the holidays come around, is the holiday music. That just brings everybody together. And listening on a cold December night, listening to Christmas music, you cannot beat that.
Oh, look, another artist I love a lot coming to mind is Steely Dan.
Interesting.
Steely Dan is they're like the Beatles to me. I mean, they're just that good. And I remember one song they did called "Time Out of Mind."
Mm-hmm.
And "Time Out of Mind" features, of course, Fagan and the band, but the band itself was an all-star band. You had Patty Austin and Michael McDonald singing background vocals.
Yeah.
And on the guitar was Mark Knopfler, from Dire Straits.
hmm
It's an amazing tune. The reason why it hit so well because everybody on there was great. And
Yeah.
going back to 80s music, or like with Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler to me is one of the most brilliant guitarists I ever seen and watched and listened to. If you ever check out a song that's not really one of their popular songs, because they're known for, Money for Nothing and songs like that, they did a
Yeah.
song called Industrial Disease.
hmm
I dare anybody listen to that. The lyrics are powerful. It's humorous and it's great. And Mark Knopfler to me is one of the most eclectic geniuses of all time. I mean, really him. Guys throwing, of course, we talk about Michael Jackson, we talk about Prince. I
hmm
mean, Bruce Springsteen. I mean, these guys, I mean, they
Yeah.
were doing it. I mean, they were doing it very strong.
Bruce is one of the most popular. You know, I don't know if he was. I don't know how popular he was back in the day, but he's a very popular artist because I know someone in my school loves him. So, and I mean, just for those right now, if you guys are looking for something to calm yourself down with, just listen to the radio. It'll easily help you get better and get distracted from everything. And do you have a favorite radio show on the radio?
Mhm.
Do you have a favorite show on the radio, like you like to listen to, like on a daily or weekly basis? Like, do you have a show on the radio that's your favorite?
You know what? Nowadays I'll call Alexa to play some of my favorite music these days.
Okay, good songs.
So yeah, it's like individual songs, or I might call for a list I created on Spotify that I personally had created along those lines. So something like that I would do to listen to some music, but I haven't listened to like a radio station in years. Well, only because of the fact, first of all, I used to work in radio. So second of all, when it became corporate, and I don't knock anybody that works in radio now, it's a gig and that's your passion. I understand it, but corporate has destroyed the individuality of radio. The great thing about radio stations was because they identify with no matter what city or county that they were in, that was the station's ID and what they were doing. But when corporate came along and made everything sound the same and cookie cutter mentality, you took the originality out of these radio stations. So that's why I think Sirius does well.
Sirius
XM does well because they're a callback to what radio stations used to sound like.
Oh yeah, definitely. And also about the Sirius XM, iHeartRadio, like they don't have any static sound because let's say you're in the car and you want to listen to a local radio station.
Right.
It's local for a reason. You cannot go to, like, let's say I have a radio station I like to listen to, and it's from Worcester, Mass. If I go to, let's say, somewhere in New Hampshire, which is about an hour and a half away,
right,
I cannot listen to it there because it'll be nothing but static noise.
Yeah, see.
With Sirius XM, you don't have to worry about that. Same with iHeartRadio, you won't have any problem with that. And that's what I love about Sirius XM, iHeartRadio. It's amazing that those two apps came out within the past 10 years or so because that's something that we need for the radio. And if you have Bluetooth, you can easily hook it up to your car and it'll just be like a regular radio station.
Yeah.
And I recommend getting Sirius XM for sports fans because you can listen to sports on the radio that way. Like any college, any major league sport team, you got it. It's on there.
It's a great connection. I mean, I think Sirius XM really changed the game. I used to have it in when I was driving. I used to have it in my truck, and I always look forward to listening to Howard Stern and other radio stations the other channels that they had on there at the time. So you really get an eclectic potpourri of different types of genres, music, talk, whatever, and that's what made it great, and it's still great right to this day. So I just think that the more the merrier when it comes
Yeah.
to variety, and always makes everything sound better. Hey, David, I gotta take off, man. But good to hear your voice, man. And be safe. And I'll talk to you later on.
All right. Well, I'll keep in touch.
We will. Thanks, David. Take care.
You too.
Bye bye. Thank you, David, for calling back. So yeah, I was trying to get that connect there, so that sounded a little bit better than before. Let's see. Oh no, I think there's technical difficulty with the connection. First time was choppy. Yeah, I thought it was just okay. There you go. Thank you, Jed. Earlier, we're talking about music. Zap and Roger, what Sick said. Oh yeah, it says, man. Speaking of Sick, he's asking for the link. Okay, sure. Let me see what I can do here. And there you go. That's for Sick, and that's for anybody else. And again, I have to stress this as a public service announcement. It's not just for Sick. With this link, it's for all of you. All of you, not just for Sick. I mean, you think it's Sick's link, but it's his and yours too. I can have multiple people on here at the same time. So there you go. Let's see here. Okay, going back to about 80s music. Oh yeah, Zap and Roger. Always good stuff. Let's see. You know, it's funny when Sick had mentioned about Terrence Trent D'Arby, he changed his name. He doesn't use it anymore. It's some name that I can't pronounce. But yeah, he changed his name. Terrence Trent D'Arby was changing the game too. I mean, that dude, sign your name across my heart, wishing well. Oh yeah. Those were nice. Those are very nice ballads, very nice songs. I'm not knocking today's music, mind you, but you know, you just like what you like. And that was definitely one of them. A few of them back in the day. But Terrence Trent D'Arby, or whatever name he changed to it nowadays, yeah. Ooh, wait, the time, what's about the time before with their music, Jungle Love, Gigolos Get Lonely Too, The Walk, at one point. In fact, when they did The Walk, meaning the time, the one who played Grace on there, that was Vanity from Vanity 6. She did the voice of Grace. My name is not Grace. I know. Hurry up, Grace. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I know the high school thing. We would call girls Grace in high school. Be careful, you might get slapped, depending on who the girl you was talking to. But yeah, hurry up, Grace. Yeah, so that was a thing at one point back in the day. Oh yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So again, and I remember on the board here in the comment section, Omar talked about mentioned about Culture Club. I had a Culture Club poster on my wall. Another game changer. Boy George and them. Oh yeah. I told you the story real quick. When my dad had come into my room when I was a teenager, and excuse my language, because my dad cussed, God rest his soul. So he pointed at the poster. What the fuck is this? I said, that's a Culture Club. The fuck is a Culture Club? And I said, well, that's the name of the group I listen to. Then he pointed to Boy George. What the fuck is that? I said, that's Boy George. What the fuck is a Boy George? Can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. Dad, God rest your soul. Let's go out and say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to one Sick Diggy. How you doing, Sick? Hello, Sick, you there? Can't hear you. I see you, but I can't hear you. Let's see anything on my end. Let me check. Oh, my signals are good. Sick, can you hear me? Because I can't hear you at all. Well, Sick, do me a favor. Bounce back out and then come back in, and maybe we'll try something there, or look on your mic and see if everything's working. Then we'll get you back through. Barbara Jean. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, look. I think he was trying to see where I was sexually. I think that's what it was. I think again when I'm listening to what was the group that came out back in the day? What was that? Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. That Prince. I think he was trying to check in to see where I was, and nothing wrong with where sexuality. We're talking about the '80s now. We have very closed-minded people. I think he's trying to see if I was gay. I think that was it. But knowing him, he just wanted to test the waters to see what his son was. Let's try this again. Okay, Sid, can you hear me? Still off. I don't know why it is. Let me check on my end again. Let's see. Mic settings, right? That's okay. Try this again. Audio. Okay. Let me see something again. Okay, right. Got that. Oh, okay. I don't know why it's acting like that. I don't know. Did you check your mic on your end, Sick? I don't know why it's acting like that because again, I'm seeing on my end I'm pretty good. All right, so I'm sorry about that. I checked the audio on my end, and everything is pretty much straightened out. Nothing has changed. Because usually, sometimes if you're muted, you'll get this mic icon with. I didn't see it up there when you were there, so hopefully we get a chance to have you back on. I'd like to hear from you. Let's see. So yeah, I just think he was testing the waters to see where I was sexually. That's all that was. Let's see. Let's try one more time. Let's see. Okay, Sick, are you there? I heard a little bit. No, I can't hear you. I'm so sorry. I want to hear from you too. Let me see. Let me try this again on my end. Okay.
I can hear you.
There you go. There you go.
But I don't see it myself online. It says I'm still backstage.
Okay, well, I can hear you though. I can hear you now. Keep talking.
Hang on a second.
Hello? I just heard you. Did y'all hear him? I think y'all. Let me know if y'all heard him too, because you know how this audio is sometimes. Did you guys hear him just now? It was clean as day. Oh, well, he went back out again. Okay. Ooh, well, these things happen sometimes. So hopefully, we'll get that straightened out. I just heard him. I just heard him just now. Ooh wee. So again, 80s music. So yeah, I was in fact, when I had a record player, man, I used to love records. Had a record player, and remember those big records looked like 33 and a half, but they were 45s? Yeah. I used to have those too. So the singles, going back to Relax, other songs that were on these big 45s with various with various songs on it. It was very cool. But the StreamYard is a glitch. Yeah, it could be. I heard say and heard him just now. Okay, cool. So it wasn't just me. So all right. So I'm sorry, Sig, didn't chance to get through. By next time, if you're available, get a chance to have you on, and then we'll go from there. You can continue to comment in the comment section if you like. Let's see here. So we got a few more minutes to go. There was one story I thought was interesting. Hold on, I gotta find it. Let's see. Are you a fan of the show King of the Hill, which had debuted years ago on Fox? Now they're gonna make a reboot of the show coming in, I believe, August on Hulu. Let me know if you're a fan of that. I don't want to run that by you real quick. The animated show King of the Hill, Hank Hill, Mike Judge, who created Beavis and Butthead on MTV, created this animated show. Great program. Let's see. So let me know this in the comment section. Are you a fan of that? Okay, we'll try Sick one more time. We'll bring him up here like so. All right, Sick, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There you go. That sounds much better. There you go. All right, good to hear from you, Doc. How you doing?
Sorry, folks. Seems like we're having some difficulties. I had to use my other phone.
Okay.
Because the current phone, I don't know, something was like blue. Because I got new Bluetooth headsets, and I guess it was uncooperative. I don't know.
Okay.
Technical difficulties on my end. My apologies on that.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Good to hear from you, man. How you doing?
It's good. I'm good. I didn't know you moved, first of all, but it's good to see you moved. Hopefully, it's a better place. Hopefully, you don't have to worry about the neighbors.
Oh no, thank God. No, I don't have to worry about those motherfuckers. Oh my God, man. Yeah, I don't worry about that anymore. No, we're definitely good where we are. It is wonderful. It's a hair raising experience when I had hair. It was a hair raising experience to move. Everybody I talked to who have moved, it is not fun. It is exhausting. It is tiring. It has pushed me to the limits of my body and soul. I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering, but again, it's just a chance to relax and sort out what I have not pulled out of these containers yet. I told you before, I got a bum wing from. But I never, like I said, I never pulled anything before, and I did not notice until a couple of days after I was moving these containers around here. So just gotta keep fighting a good fight. I gotta elevate it and keep it moving, but at least I have mobility. At one point, all this was hurting. So just gotta keep moving forward and keep striding because that stuff stings, Doc.
Man, I know. I mean, now would be a good time. I mean, just was it earlier this week? I had to go see a chiropractor because I have this issue with my back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's not like anything serious. It's just that like I have a rib that keeps popping out of place.
Right.
Not the first time. So it was like the week before it popped out of place again, and I started feeling the sting and everything. I'm like, I need to go. I need to go get this checked out. I need to get this pop back into place.
Right.
And and the chiropractor, being he's like 5'7", I'm 6'3". So he had to have me adjusted. He had to have my rib adjusted in a way where I had to be standing up. He had to stand behind me.
Yeah.
I had to lean back and everything. Not like Joe, not like Fat Joe, but I had to lean back.
Lean back.
But it fixed it, and
good.
My back sometimes kills me, especially like because I gotta walk when I gotta go grocery shopping and whatnot. But it's how it is. So getting pain, getting sore, pulling injuries, man. I remember when I played basketball, I sprained both of my ankles at one time or another, jammed a finger.
Jeez.
Slipped up, it went face first into the plywood, just like Jalen Rose. Fortunately, nothing was broken.
Yeah, well, thank God.
Or it could have been worse. I could have got a concussion. I've seen one player. He was lankier than me. He was like about 6'5".
Right.
He landed awkwardly and he dislocated his kneecap.
Ooh wee! Ouch.
Oh, I remember we saw that. I remember we saw it was like, oh shit, you're right. One of us had the wherewithal just to grab his leg.
Yeah.
Yank it in such a way just to get the knee back into place and everything, but they still had to take him to the hospital after that.
Oh man, no,
he's all right.
Oh man, I remember I played basketball and I remember I caught a Charlie horse in both my thighs.
Ooh.
And fell in the kitchen. I mean, literally, I was immobilized. My dad had to pick me up and put me in bed.
Hey,
and just for your legs to lock up like that, it's horrible.
That Charlie horse. Horse. Ooh.
Not even Charlie, like Charles. I don't want to get to know him.
It was a Charles horse.
Charles. Yeah, Charles.
It was a Charles horse. It was a Charlie horse.
Oh, that hurt, man.
If it was a Charlie horse, it would have been on you like Charlie Murphy.
I'll take a Charlie Murphy. I'll take a Charlie horse. I'll tell you any day of the week. Real quick, Jed types frozen peas for the elbow. My deal is sciatica being seasoned isn't for the punk. No, it isn't. It's just like I was reading about.
That's sciatica. I've had that.
Man.
I've had that. I've had especially like the lower back pain. You can't even walk.
Yeah.
So you mostly like bedridden. I remember like I sat awkwardly one time and I was like that. I was out. My back was out and I couldn't move. And I was like, oh, gotta stay up. Gotta stay up. I gotta lay down. Excuse me. Unfortunately, like there's certain stretches I can do just to keep that off me. So haven't had that in like 3-4 years, like at least a couple years.
Okay. Now you play basketball. You play organized basketball at one point?
Yeah, it was organized basketball at one point.
What was your position?
Well, considering most of us were like under 6'6". I'm 6'3". I was like a center power forward.
Okay.
Yeah,
I played 2 guard and small forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That was kind of cool. It was interesting, But basketball was cool, but I also played soccer, and I'll tell you, just like knee injuries are no joke.
Oh,
I got a cousin who's like I don't know if he ever got that got that surgery, but he like fucked up. He messed up his. Excuse me for using that. Excuse me for cussing.
That's okay.
But he messed up like I think what was it his ACL,
and
he had to walk with a cane for a while.
Right.
So I know those injuries are no joke, but hey, it's good. Hey, it could have been a whole lot worse. Imagine like if you because I know my clavicle is messed up from martial arts. Oh, Barbara G, the lamp jokes.
The lamp jokes, yeah. Well, real quick before we get to lamp jokes, real quick. So about what I read about what Billy Joel said about getting old. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a blessing. It's great. You have people, unfortunately, who their time had come to get a chance to get older. But man, you gotta be a tough motherfucker, man. I'm telling you to really to hang in there. Barbara Jean types he just said it. He's 6'3".
I'm 6'2", 6'3", yeah.
Yeah.
My grandfather on my dad's side was 6'4".
Okay.
But my grandfather on my mom's side, he must have been like 5'7".
Yeah. You got
my
tall
dad
people.
was like 6 foot 6'1". I got an uncle who's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah.
Tall and lanky. Some of I got the height from my dad's side. I got the lankiness from both sides.
Nothing wrong with that. Yes, Barbara Jean, I'm unfiltered. Yes.
Yeah, I'm unfiltered.
It keeps me. You know what? It's therapeutic. I get now. Well, God rest my soul. God rest my dad's soul. With him, he really. I mean, like for example, I was talking to a friend of mine today. I was talking to Lydia, and I was talking about my dad. And my dad really talking about unfiltered. Oh, that guy. Oh, shit. Like I told. Look. I remember one time coming to the barbershop. And this guy was like, "Hey, Chess, how you doing?" And I knew he didn't know because he called everybody Chief. He didn't know your name. He called you Chief. So I knew that was up when he said that. Hey, what's up, Chief? How you doing, man? Who is this? Chief, this is my son, Chris. Chris is Chief. So I was like, how you doing? It was like, okay. And the guy looked at me like, you don't know who the hell I am? Nope. You don't know who I am? No. Chester, we went to high school together. I don't give a fuck. Come on, Chester. I know your family. I know Gerard. I know James. I know Villian. I know Gerald. I know all your family. I know who you are. God damn, Chester. I mean, the dude was just pissed off. Like, we went to high school together. I know your family. But Dad was like, I know who the fuck you are. Oh my God. I mean, but he didn't mince words. Now, some people will sit there or stand there and try to figure out who the fuck this person is. They'll have a conversation,
names, but yeah,
they have a conversation, try to weed out who they are. But no, my dad, no, he got right to the point. Like, I don't know who you are, sir. God damn, Chester, and the guy will walk away. I'm like, Dad, that's kind of me. Hey, fuck him, and keep on walking.
Where was Papa Base originally from? Where's his home state? Was he from Chicago?
Here in Chicago, born and raised Chicago. Yep.
What about Grandpa Base?
I don't know for sure. I want to say here, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
Because a lot of, of course, the black migration during that time.
Yeah.
From the South to here and northern states. I know on my mom's side, They came from Memphis, Tennessee, originally. Oh, he popped back out. Well, pop back in if you can. Sick. So on my mom's side, Memphis, Tennessee. But my dad's side, pretty much, as far as I knew, were all here in Chicago. Let's see. Okay, you back sick?
Hey, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. So what Barbara Jean type, the original unfiltered man? Absolutely. Absolutely. No, he didn't play. And so going back to my dad's side of the family, from what I knew, I didn't hear too much of them being from the South. I knew that my grandmother on my dad's side, she was half white.
Oh.
And so she was like, she could pass for white. And my grandfather on my dad's dad was black. I mean, like charcoal black.
Oh,
And
as like Bernie Mac would say, you know you a black motherfucker if you can put fingerprints on charcoal.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah, that was him. Grandpa. So they, and once again, having all those kids, my dad, like I said before, this is when I realized I was a slave. So back in the day when we would watch TV, obviously, and so in education wise in school, we had to watch Roots, which was groundbreaking television on ABC. So we're watching it, and I remember watching some scenes where the white men were like, "Hey, boy, go there and fetch me a pail of water." I'm like, "Wait, my dad calls me boy." Hey, boy, go and do this for me. I'm like, wait a minute, my dad calls me boy. And then I'm looking at my skin. I'm brown skin. My dad is like light skin. Like he could pass for damn near white if he wanted to. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm a slave. I'm a Hebrew slave with no sandals on around here. So,
oh, that's
it was a
that's
revelation for me. I mean, I realized the whole slave connection during that time.
Yeah,
And my
I've seen
dad was-
Roots before, but yeah, I see what you mean. But as you were saying,
so so I'm watching everything else. I'm having a moment during this time. I'm a kid. I suppose because back then, of course, the project, of course, was to write a paper or do a family tree about your mom and dad, and then that was the project. It was great learning, but still, I was so shocked that I realized I was a slave. And that was the thing about it. I mean, up to, oh my God, it was a revelation because I went back and told my friend, like, man, I'm a slave. It was like,
old habits die
we're all
hard,
slaves.
because y'all just because that's that generational thing. It passes on from generation to generation. Not understanding
Absolutely.
where's the origins of that. And me, in my case, my dad would be like, "Son, go fetch me a glass of water." He would say "son" instead of "boy."
Yeah.
Or he would call me by my name or something like that. But I've seen Roots twice. I've also seen like the sequel to it.
Yeah.
We had James Earl Jones play Alex Haley.
He sure did, yeah.
And forgot the name of the brother who the one who played the stuttering boxer in Harlem Nights.
Stan Shaw.
Stan Shaw. Because remember he played Floyd Palmer.
He
played
did.
like Alex Haley's maternal grandfather.
That's right. And I remember the name because I remember they kept telling in the movie, "You're Alexander Murray Palmer Haley." That's a hell of a handle for Alex Haley, but that was his name. And I remember Stan Shaw in that role. You know what was great about Roots and Next Generation was that you had all these different great black actors at the time, black actors. They had to call everybody for these type of roles, but it was just nice to see everybody working. And I've seen them in various projects before, various movies, various TV shows, but to see them all in one ensemble was very nice indeed. Very cool.
Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of people. I'm looking at this. I'm looking on Wikipedia to see. Let's see. Yeah, George Stanford Brown as Tom Harvey.
That's right.
He reprised his role in that. Lynn Moody as Irene Harvey. Irene Cara. Oh, Irene Cara.
Sure did.
I remember Irene Cara from the song "What a Feeling."
Yeah. In fact, I remember her as a kid watching her on Channel 11, public service, public television here, the electric company back in the day. It was up there with Sesame Street and Mr. Rogers and programs like that for kids and children. And she was part of that ensemble. And so I remember her from then and then going on from there. But Irene Cara. No, that's a name from the past. Absolutely.
Hey, don't forget about Dorian Harewood,
Oh yes.
Simon Haley, Alex Haley's father.
That's right. That's the one who kept telling him you are Alexander Murray Palmer Haley. That was the one. Yep.
Simon Haley. I didn't know he was a World War I veteran, but yo, oof. And I see the parallels between that. Also, if you saw the movie Sinners,
Yes.
how everything's intertwined, everything, especially like when we talk about the Great Migration.
Yes.
And in that movie, by the way, big ups to Ryan Coogler, Ryan Coogler, because the man who played Sammy Preacher Boy Moore in his later years, Buddy Guy, one of the greatest blues guitarists. He's from the South, originally from the South. He moved, and he was part of that Great Migration.
That's right.
And the fact that he is based in Chicago, and he was able, and he had I'm sure he could he probably gave Ryan Coogler a lot of insights about blues music and everything. I mean, let's not forget about the movie Cadillac Records.
Oh
How
yeah.
everything's intertwined. Everything's interconnected here, folks.
Yeah. The thing about Buddy Guy, he has a nightclub here called Legends. And I never got a chance to get in, but I'd like to get in one day. But yeah, that's like, it's ticket only, obviously, and you get in. I remember passing by a few times when I was a kid and a teenager when I was going to college, and you could just hear all this great music coming out. They used to be in the South Loop. I think they moved, but they used to be not too far from when I went to college at Columbia College, Chicago. Little like down the street on the corner, and you could hear all this great music. And just standing outside, it was just amazing. And to see Buddy Guy continue, he was recently on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
That's cool. He was also a frequent guest, frequent musical guest for Late Night with David Letterman as well.
Yeah.
In fact, I remember, was it that Netflix show that David Letterman had, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction?
Yeah, very good show. Yes.
He interviewed Tina Fey, and she was telling him like one of the best one of the best places to have a meal in Chicago, and the person he invited over was Buddy Guy, and the two of them were just sitting there eating, and and Buddy was telling him about the story about the Great Migration, about the origins of blues, of the Chicago sound and everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget Earth, Wind, and Fire from Chicago. Or Dean White, one of the best bassists of all time.
Any place that you have pride in your city, it could be Harlem, it could be LA, it could be anywhere. When you see and hear about these great talents who come forward and they're homegrown. Hell, we got Earth, Wind, and Fire, Shaka Khan. There's another one. Nat King Cole went to the same high school as my mom did. At Wendell Phillips. So, and that's just naming a few, but just the fact that you have all this great talent. Hell, Red Fox got his start here. He was born in Illinois. I forgot exactly where, but as we all know, his real name was Sanford.
He was known as Chicago Red.
Yeah, exactly.
That was to differentiate him from Malcolm X. Malcolm X was known as Detroit Red.
Absolutely. I'm surprised nobody ever did a movie on that. Just those two alone. Malcolm X and Red Fox together at Chicago Red, Detroit. I'm surprised nobody did that. Maybe that could be a future project. But going back to you saying about Ryan Coogler, literally has changed the game. And I've always been a fan of Michael B. Jordan. Stack and Smoke always fascinated me when I was watching it, because when I did see it, it reminded me of the song Smokestack Lightning by Howlin' Wolf. And I think that could be the connect of those two names from Smokestack Lightning by Howlin' Wolf.
Oh, first of all, let's not forget also their birth names. Elijah and Elias Moore.
Yeah.
Smoke's first name was Elijah. Stack was Elias, which is the same name. It's only one's in Hebrew, one's in Greek.
Amazing.
So you have that connection right there.
Yeah.
Not to mention their connection, their father. I remember looking at the story and thinking about like the gentleman who played Jedediah Moore, the preacher boy's father.
Yes.
That was their paternal uncle. And you think about family and knowing your family members, especially like, the good ones, the bad ones, especially when he saw when the twins gave Sammy that guitar.
Yes.
Jedediah sees that. You know he's getting like, I know that guitar. Where'd you get that guitar?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that guitar, boy? Do you know that? Do you know the story behind that guitar? That's my brother's. I know that. If anybody knows that guitar, and who owned it, it's me and me. Just like I look at those two, I look at your cousins. I see their father, my brother, and you see, you're like, uh-oh, this is bad news. Bad news. That's when you know you got that catch the bad juju, bad vibes.
Bad juju. You know what's funny about the whole guitar thing? That could be another connect because it reminded me of the story of blues artist Robert Johnson. And
there was a documentary about that on Netflix. I remember in the story of him.
Yep. And it was based upon the fact that people said that he sold his soul to the devil, that Robert Johnson did to get to his success. That, in fact, it was loosely based on that the movie Crossroads. Years ago, John Seneca played the lead, and also with Ralph Macchio. And it's about this guy who sold his soul to the devil to become a successful blues artist. And that was always the rumor with Robert Johnson. So it was a lot of good storyline connects, lots of layers. Mark my word that you're going to see similar movies. I think movie houses and movie productions are trying to duplicate Coogler's success. They won't really do well, I think, because he really changed the game. And plus, he owns the movie outright.
They don't have his insights or his understanding of it. Right. Oh, by the way, if you remember the movie with George Clooney called "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Very good movie. Yes, I love that movie. Yes.
Chris Thomas King, who plays Tommy Johnson, the guitarist who joins them.
Right.
His character basically sold his soul to the devil to play the guitar. But the character's name is based on is about another blues musician named Tommy Johnson.
Yes.
Similar to the Robert Johnson story. So you can't be sure who is who. But the whole thing about the Crossroads, like you said about Robert Johnson, I've seen that documentary.
Yeah.
And that tells you some things about it. And that documentary had some insights and explained. They kind of like dabble into it. Some say like, nah, that's not possible. Others say the reason he was able to play because there was somebody he got to know and they taught him certain techniques. But it's a tribute to just know like that the legends, but also the truth behind every character and all those musicians makes you think. That's what true. They were doing, how much they were dedicated to the craft. Also, if you remember, and here's where I'm going to connect a few things here, folks.
Sure, go ahead.
The movie Black Snake Moan.
Yes, well,
that movie.
Samuel L. Jackson, yes.
And he does, and I remember listening to the soundtrack. There's a couple of songs of his I liked. The ones he performed on stage. And of course, one of them had my favorite cuss word in it. The story he played in what's it called? What's the name of that song? Hang on, let me look up that song. I gotta look up that song. It's a story about the bucket of blood. And he's like, so waded through water and waded through mud till I came to this place they called the bucket of blood. Black Snake, but I'm just glad we got a chance to see, and this is where I connect Samuel Jackson to Chicago.
Yeah.
Through one man and one man only. The Mac Man.
Yeah, that was the Soul Man. Yeah, that was
not just Soul Man. I would have loved if they had a movie together, or if we could have had this on pay-per-view. Samuel L. Jackson versus Bernie Mac for the undisputed Mother Hubbard Championship of the world. We got to see who was the Mother Hubbard of Mother Hubbards.
Well, it was interesting because I've always said that it would have been interesting if Bernie Mac and Robin Harris did a movie together.
Oh, Robin, God rest his soul. Robin Harris,
they would have put the game on lock. If they would have did Soul Men together, yeah, they would have put that man. It would have put the game on lock. Those two in one movie would have been hilarious. And going back real quick, we said about Oh Brother Without Thou. That was the Coen
Mhm.
brothers, Joel and
Yeah.
Ethan Coen. They do some great movies, man. They did that movie. They did Raising
Mhm.
Arizona, Barton
Yes.
Fink. They
Mhm.
did a remake of True Grit, the John Wayne
Yeah.
movie. This one starred Jeff Bridges. As a matter of
Mhm.
fact, I've got the young lady's name. The one who played Mary um, in Sinners.
Mhm.
She was in True Grit when she was a teenager with Jeff
Yeah. Oh,
Bridges.
that is Haley Steinfeld.
There you go. Right.
She is she is the niece of Jake Steinfeld.
Mm-hmm. That's
I
amazing.
remember watching him because I remember there was a sitcom he starred in called Big Brother Jake.
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
love that sitcom. That was a
I
good
remember the
sitcom.
name of
But
it. Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld, she but think about it. Like, Cooler was connecting a lot of things of the South. What was going on down there in the movie Sinners?
Yeah.
Because it opened up a whole world that we didn't know about. It opened up a whole world I didn't know about. Like, I heard about the whole thing about juke joints, certain things that were going about what was like in the Jim Crow South and everything. But that movie, as well as like Roots, they just opened my eyes to understand what was going on over there,
Yeah.
and then also making me be interested in learning other cultures, other history, especially considering I'm East African and whatnot,
Mhm.
and seeing like the parallels and similarities of certain places. Just like when you look at juke joints, also think about like the block parties they used to have, like in the Caribbean, among Caribbean islands,
Right.
like how music connects with people, or like Afro Latinos with their creating all the various Latin dances,
Yeah. It is a.
or
Yeah. I'm
mhm,
sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
or like or the Brazilian martial art of capoeira, which combines dancing and fighting with music,
Mhm.
and how music is and also the you have the certain religions like they had hoodoo in black and sinners, but you also have like religions like voodoo,
Right.
Santeria, as they do practice in parts of Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba, or candomblé, as they practice in Brazil, and
Mhm.
how the African influences and everything on that side of the world.
Oh yeah. And the great thing about once again, if you haven't seen Sinners, please, I highly recommend it. It is fantastic. It is a game changer. It has different levels. It's not just a vampire movie. It is
Oh, it's more to
beyond
that.
that and much more. I think it'll be one of those movies where they'll get nominated but don't win anything. It'll probably be
Yeah.
similar to back in the day with The Color Purple. When that came out back in the day, all these numbers, like 11 nominations, only won one, but not for the big major ones, like Best
Mhm.
Actor, Best Actress, something like that. Michael B.
Mhm.
Jordan killed this movie. I'm telling you, if anything he'll be remembered for the rest of his life will be this dual role. And we've seen
Mhm.
dual role, and not taking away any actor who's doing a dual role, but this one I think
Mhm.
is just not only unique, but as I was watching the making of it before I saw the movie, there's just little things about the characters that were uniquely different. Even the way they spoke, even the way they had their body language.
Mhm.
And once again, that's not easy to go back and forth, but that takes again a skilled actor like a Michael B. Jordan to do it. I think, to me, they'll be
Mhm.
nominated. They probably won't win anything. It will probably just be one of those things. I'm just happy to be nominated type of bullshit. But I think that
Mhm.
the game has changed tremendously from the standpoint of this movie and what Ryan Coogler has been able to create. I'm looking forward to his next Black Panther movie because he wrote a role for Denzel Washington in that one.
Mhm. And the key word you said about Mr. Kugler is create. There's little to no creativity right now in Hollywood because everything is
True.
just like everybody wants to play safe.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to chase that box office smash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody wants to take risks. I understand how cutthroat the industry is. I mean, I
Hmm.
remember certain insights you might see in shows like Entourage or movies like
Yeah.
Get Shorty and Be Cool.
Right.
You understand, I remember as a kid, it's like, watching cartoons and I heard the phrase, let's do lunch.
Yeah.
Let's do lunch. That's business. That's a business. That means, lunch meetings, whatnot.
Right.
But Kugler had the stones and had the will to do it. And he was
Yes.
thinking, it was a thinking man about that. And as far as Michael B. Jordan playing the twins, from what I understand, from what I've read and seen, a lot of deep research was done. Like in his case, they had to do they had to have a stunt double, but also more importantly, they actually talked to actual identical twins
Okay.
because they needed a consultancy because there's a level of authenticity they needed to present in this role. The
That's
fact
true.
that you're willing to do the research to be as authentic and as convincing as possible in your role shows how dedicated he is to his craft.
Absolutely.
That's and plus, Michael B. Jordan is now a veteran of this game, so he understands. Like,
Yes.
listen, if I'm going to take a role, I better be committed to it. And I'm just like with the Creed series, with the Creed franchise,
Those were
or
great.
with the
Yeah.
Black Panther. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
his willingness to commit to the role and give it his all, but to do the thorough research and do an honest and accurate portrayal of any character. That just shows how he's dedicated to his craft and how much he loves acting. I mean, especially when they
Yeah.
talked about like doing the twin roles, he had to consult twins because you have to understand like there's like nuances,
Correct.
things that only identical twins would understand, or people understand twin psychology would understand about in this case identical twins.
Absolutely.
Not fraternal, but identical twins here.
That's a whole different vibe, man.
Whole different vibe. Just
As
like
always, Nick, I gotta go. I'm on overtime, but I want to thank you so much for connecting and getting through. Always good to hear from you.
And before I leave,
go ahead. Before you leave,
sorry. The song I need to mention you listen to from the Black Snake Moan soundtrack is called Stack O'Lee. And it's basically a story told by Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Listener discretion is advised, considering he will be cursing a lot.
Well, Samuel Jackson coming along the territory with the cussing, so yeah. So thank you for the thank you for the disclaimer. Absolutely, Sig, as always. Thank you so much for reconnecting and coming through.
Thank
Have
you.
a fantastic.
Have a great weekend.
Sir. Thank you. You too, bro. Take care.
Love you.
Love you more. Take care. Sig Diggy, finally got a chance to get through, and I'm glad that he did because again, technology is devices and things like that, and got a chance to work it out. So thank you, Sig, for doing that. It means a lot. About the Park Company, as always, thank you so much. As always, it's great to be with you. As always, it's always great to for you to be here. The King of the Hill story, I'll say that to next Friday, and I don't want to go out on that type of note, but it's a very interesting story to connect to the actor who was on there. Talk about that next week. As I said, come over the weekend, have a fantastic weekend. For me, it will be double celebration on Monday. It will be again Emery's 4th birthday coming up on Monday. Also, my nephew Caleb will be graduating from grammar school. So double celebration on Monday coming up for that. And so looking forward to that as well. Have a fantastic weekend. Also, of course, it's on the ticker down there, the return of CBI Chris Base interviews. Let's return on that'll be Wednesday, June 11th. Make sure you come around for that. I was a surprise guest, friend of the show, friend of mine in general. I'll let you know during the week who that person is. And then every Wednesday after that, and that'll be at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Pacific time. So always wanting you to be well where you are. Again, BaseLine every Friday, same time as the others, 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central, and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's see. So Barbie Jean types. See y'all next time. Be well, be safe. Same on the YouTube channel and, of course, on Facebook Live. And, of course, back to the YouTube channel. Be well and stay safe. Do the exact same thing. Have a good time this weekend. Continue to be safe. Continue to be sound. Continue to be healthy. Most importantly, above anything else, continue to be loved. Long live the peace. Long live the funk. More power to you. And as always, in these times of troubled waters, keep your head up.